You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good evening and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. Good evening, Tamara. How you doing?
In a flare, so I'm moving pretty slow, but I'm here. I'm sitting up. I said if I was sitting up, I'd be here. So I'm sitting up.
So you said a flare. Is that a flare as in a colitis type flare or an arthritic one?
Arthritic. Arthritic, because I ended up with that cold sore that I get. So I took some antiviral, which knocks down my immune system even worse. And then due to that, it rolled me into not being able to move my hips, and my shoulders are all swollen up, and my hands are moving slower, and I'm just inflamed everywhere kind of thing, right? So I've been down. I haven't been able to work. I've been home. Yep.
That's no good. That's never any fun.
No, because
do they know what causes you to flare up?
Well, stress usually causes the shingle or the cold sore or whatever it is that starts. And then they give me some antiviral medication to stop that. And the antiviral medication counteracts the methotrexate, which is balancing my immune system. The antiviral will balance my immune system down, and it just kind of hand in hand goes with the virus, right? So any virus that I get, which would have been the cold sore, the shingle, starts the whole ball rolling into, triggers the inflammation in the immune system, triggers it off. So any virus. So if I, end up with a, cold sore, but again, I take folic acids every day because my body doesn't produce enough folics, which sometimes also counteracts with, causing sores in your mouth and in your nose, right? So
right. And you have to use the folic acid when you're using the methotrexate, I believe.
Yeah, you have.
And then I believe you found out what I found out too, that all of a sudden, the ones that you're prescribed, because they're stronger than the ones that you get off the counter, all of a sudden they don't have any in stock.
Right, which has been a problem. So I haven't been able to get my 5 milligram tablets that I normally were taking. So now I'm taking 5 of the whatever brand that they gave me off the counter, and I got to take 5 of those a day. And obviously, they're not the same, or something's not the same, because since I started taking the different medication, all of a sudden I'm getting sores in my nose and this whole rigmarole. And then they tried giving me generic ADHD medication the other day. My insurance company refused to pay for it. So
wow. Well, you were on something, weren't you? Were you not taking something for the ADHD? And
yeah, I still take that too. So like I said, taking that, and then I went to get that prescription refilled too, and then they wanted to give me generic, and my doctor said no. So my insurance company refused to pay for anything but the generic. But I didn't get generic. They found another company that covered the whole thing. At BC, they've got this assured program through the pharmacies, no matter what your income is. And if you have an insurance company that refuses to pay for your generic branding, they will. So instead of costing me $17 or whatever it would have cost me if my insurance company would have paid it, it cost me nothing.
Well, nothing is much better than costing you a bunch of money. Like, mind you, folic acid is it's not too expensive, but there are drugs out there like the one that I'm on.
But that I had to pay for because it wasn't a prescription, right? Because my prescription, I ended up having to pay the $7 or $8 for the over the counter bottle. That again, they say 1 is 1 milligram, right? Take 5 of those a day. I'm taking the 5 a day, and obviously that's not enough because.
And you're consuming a lot more of them.
Yeah.
which adds to everything, right?
Well, yeah, taking 5 compared to 1. It
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, there's a
Yeah.
shortage. There's a shortage of 5 milligram folic acids. The world.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Because when I was on methotrexate, which I was doing as an injection, not as a pill, they had me on the folic acid as well, and having to take that. And, I mean, thank God I got off of those injections. It got to be too much to doing them, and it's just that much easier to pop a pill than it is to stick something in your stomach. You know.
Yeah. Well, if it ever came down to injection, I'd be probably not. Because I'm no like needles
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, see, I had to do it because of my bowels were so messed up that there was the fear of uh, no absorption through the
Worried about
taking the pill.
with the lymphatic colitis too, but it's apparently working through the tablet, and it's not causing any more grief. It's actually helping a bit with
Yeah.
the immune deficiency. Even the lymphatic is more immune than actual like physical. It's got to do with the immune system, right? Because it runs microscopically through the whole colon, so it seems to help that too. Whatever the immune system that causes the inflammation in my colon, I don't know. It
Yeah.
seems to.
Well. Yeah. I know it's nasty stuff, and like I know I've seen you post comments in the past about yeah, okay, you'll post a comment and someone will say take some oil or go smoke a joint or something, and then you've said you don't think I've thought about that.
You don't think I've tried all that? Do you think I didn't try all that first? Like it was
Yeah.
really hard for me to tap. It was really hard for me to say, okay, maybe I need to go see a specialist, right? Because I couldn't
Right.
figure out what was going on. Like I'd take, capsules and I'd have the turmeric and all these concoctions and rub an icy pot all over me. And, I have good days and bad, but literally there were days I couldn't get out of bed. So then,
Yeah.
and at that point in time, Taven was only 10 or like, 9, 10 years old. It's not like he could fend for himself. Like he's 13 now, and he still can't fend for himself. I still had to get out of bed and be a mom. Never mind all these dogs and animals. I couldn't just lay
Yeah,
down,
they want to be fed too.
right? And it had to like so I had to tap and go see the doctor and say like I can't do this. So I went
Mhm.
through prednisone for a long time, and then finally got in to see the specialist and got weaned off that shit. That stuff was a steroid addiction.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the methotrexate has been pretty effective, like, to be fair, except, like I said, if I get a virus of any kind, I guess apparently that's going to throw me
Mhm.
into whatever. And let's face it, the house without catching something these days. So, you know what I mean? Like, you do your best to stay healthy. We also
If
forget.
it, if it for anybody who's watching, if it sounds like there's a plane flying over, it's the riding lawnmower is getting close.
Right?
Something I can't really control. All I can do is when I'm not talking is
Mute your mic. Whatever. It's summertime. It's the sound of summer.
he turned the blades off.
That's okay. Like I said, it's the sound of
It's one
summer.
of those no turns, one of those riding no turns. So there's a lot of property to be cut, and it's just it's a lawnmower, so it's noisy. Oh, look at that! It's quiet.
Absolutely.
Silence. Before you know it, you'll be hearing the
Remember
birds
living up in
chirping.
Coronation too? Used to take us 6 hours lawnmower.
Oh, 6 hours to cut your lawn.
Lawnmower, yeah, up in Coronation. You bet that property that we lived on up there, 6 hours to cut around that place.
And then in the springtime you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it an extra few times
Oh yeah, yeah,
because it grows, right?
yeah.
Like, and
Every
then
week,
now here, the it won't get a chance to grow too long because the grandson is now mowing the lawn. So that's something new. That's exciting, and I just love to do that, right? So
right,
uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll keep him busy, right? So
right.
He loves
Ride
automotives and
are
working
fun.
on things.
Yeah, ride on lawnmowers are fun. Like you just drive around, do. Like I used to love that. Even as a kid, my grandpa we'd go out and like he'd till the potatoes with his little thing behind the tractor. We'd go back and forth, in the garden, and that was the best as a kid. Riding with
Yeah.
the tractor, you bet.
No, we just had to push more. I think,
Gosh,
and to tell you the truth, I think the first mower we had was one of those ones with the blades on it. That when you push it, the blades inside spin around. Is what
right?
we had at one
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then the guy would come around and sharpen your blades, come around on the bike or whatever, and sharpen knives and everything.
That's what anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody does that. Rides around and sharpens anything. Like,
Yeah.
we've had people come into our store and ask, "Hey, do you know where we can get like, even a pair of like shears, like your clipper shears and stuff for your trees?" Nobody does that.
Yeah. Yeah. I found a guy, he's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes from me. I saw on a sign something about sharpening. So I went in and that was my drink. Went in and checked, and sure enough, he sharpens blades. So he sharpened my axe for me.
Cool.
It was like, it hadn't, it was like you say, where do you go get them sharpened? Unless you sharpen it yourself. And I'm more than likely going to make $1 than what it already was. So,
Yeah, no, I know. I used to wait for the sharpeners to come around for our scissors, even when we were doing hair. Like it was hard to find people to sharpen your shears for even
yeah.
that. So you end up buying new pairs of scissors at the tune of $300 a piece. You know what I mean? It got expensive because you couldn't find
Sure.
shears, right? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Can
Uh,
be.
yep.
Just to slightly change subjects a little bit. I see that the Mum Harvest Fest is coming on middle of July.
Yeah, July 14th through 16th, and that's the Harvest Fest and John Cook Cup. And I believe the bags or the judges' kits are out and available. If you're in the area, they're $150, and if they have to ship them, they're $170. And you can get a hold of Deb through chair at mum.ca, I believe it is, or chair mum at, I think it's chair at
It's
mum.ca.
chair at
Yeah,
mum.ca. And just to help you with that, I'm going to run a little promo on it right now.
Is 420 camping your thing? Do you like cannabis cups? Want to learn more about cannabis? Enjoy music festivals? Living on the East Coast or looking for a really good reason to visit? Then Harvest Fest is calling your name.
Join us the weekend of July 14th to 16th at Fox Mountain Camping Park in the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia, to meet like-minded people, have your cannabis questions answered, listen to great bands, and have a blast.
Service lots available and camping is included in festival admission. $60 for the weekend or $30 for Friday and $40 for Saturday. Food trucks, hot showers, flush toilets, and accessible washrooms. Rolling contest sponsored by Canadian Lumber Limited, with chances to win a case of rolling papers and more throughout the weekend.
For info about attending or vending, email chair@mumm.ca. Hope to see you there.
So there you go. Chair at mum.ca. Mum with a U and a double M.
Yep.
Right.
It'll be an awesome time. They always have a good time out there, and it's always for a good cause. And yeah, go out and educate yourself. That's the best place to go to
Yeah.
find out more about patients' needs and what patients can do and what other patients can offer to teach you.
Yeah. Just so you know, we've got 2 promos from them, and I'll run the other one later on.
Perfect.
So you can see what's going on. So now, another thing I want to bring up tonight was the sad news of a cannabis, warrior fighter, somebody who's educated a pile of people, and that's Gary Pallister. The passing of Gary was announced there yesterday. Very sad news for sure. Gary educated a lot of people, in order to make their lives better, improve their quality of lives. Well, Gary is no longer with us. Um, his knowledge will continue. Um, his advocacy through the documentary "Men with Dignity" by Kim Sotarski will make sure of that, because it is a very educational documentary for people to see. Grassroots advocacy is what it was about, and that's what Gary was all about.
Yeah, he was a down to earth kind of dude. I met him several times, but the first time in Ottawa in 2012, and he was, there teaching people how to make oil, reaching out to any patients that needed help with anything. He would drive across the damn province to bring people medication. They had the med train for many years too, where they would, kind of like the Underground Railroad, where they would hook patients up all across the province and across the country. So he's been, an advocate and a warrior for decades. And I was shocked because I knew he was battling cancer, but I figured him of all people beat this, right? And it wasn't too long ago that he lost his wife to begin with as well. So he'll be dancing in the stars, and he'll be, I'm sure, up there with the rest of our warrior friends. But it's a devastating shock.
It was, yeah. It didn't seem like that. It wasn't that long ago that we got the news that he had the cancer, and sometimes when you hear about that, the patient could be another 6 months. Like I know in my situation, both my parents, it was like 6 months after the diagnosis, but it sure didn't seem that long with Gary on this, and it's
no.
I know that the Gap oil. He talked about his Gap oil, which was his Gary Andrew Pallister Gap. It was his oil, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate because he went and had surgery and ended up in the hospital, and yeah, like I said, him of all people, I didn't really expect it to go so.
Yeah, exactly. For those who don't know Gary or never had met Gary, as long as everything works here. I tried this last night and it didn't work, but I've got the trailer from Men with Dignity, lined up here, so I'm going to get it going so that people can watch it.
I'm not the only one in the world that wakes up in the morning and the first sort of thought is, what's the least painful way to get out of bed?
Instead of screaming and throwing bricks at the wall, we just put every positive intent and action into meeting whatever need came along.
Patients helping patients, that's what it's all about. I call myself an actionist. People are dying. We can't wait anymore.
We are an outreach and a community group, and we're here for social change.
It's not about stoner culture. It's about shifting that paradigm from moving away from the idea of stoner culture into the medicinal and healing properties for which cannabis has been used for thousands of years. Cannabis is a community.
We're working with kids, young adults, seniors, horses, dogs. They're bringing their pets.
You want to know something? I bet you I can help you.
Hi, folks. I'm just Rob. I'm not the cannabis guru or Grey Bruce, right? Not every other name or label that you've given me. This is your healing journey. Once I've done what I can do, then it's your choice as to what you do with this information and how you use it. We start you gentle. You get a counselor. You'll work with them. They'll bring you up to a program. Once you're good, God love you. Go help your friends and neighbors.
If you'd have told me 30 years ago as I was, sparking up a joint, that we'd have a bunch of old ladies sitting in a public place learning how to make things with cannabis, I would have just laughed at you.
We're not dealers, we're healers, and we're not preachers, we're teachers.
It's not grannies hitting bongs.
I got introduced to a plant by two freaky hippies that look like Cheech and Chong, got great big hugs, not asked for a bloody thing, and my life got changed.
My doctor says, I don't want to know what you're doing, but you don't even have to take an aspirin.
There's nothing wrong with me now. It was just awesome. It was the first time that the doctors looked at me and said, "You're cancer free, right?"
I was so afraid that I was going to get thrown back in the States because of what he was doing.
But now I don't care. And it took the love of one little girl is where this all started, was with Angelina.
Angelina was perfectly healthy until she suffered her first seizure.
Okay, let's lie her down. Oh, Jesus.
It's heartbreaking. I got in contact with Gary, which then supplied me with a bottle of tincture, and we went seizure-free for about 45 days.
You can't control us now because we've spread the word.
It's not about the party high anymore. It's about truly being helpful.
Mother Earth's natural design.
Teaching folks that there's a better way than pharmaceutical drugs. Cannabis saves lives. Ripple, ripple.
It sure can. And you heard from some of those people that
there's so many people, like I said, across the world.
I gotta
local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a...
There we go. She's gone. Yes. You heard directly from the people that he helped, people that made a difference. And that would just be a sampling of some of the people.
Right. And there's little pockets of people like him across the country, because that ripple has a ripple effect all the way across this country. Right.
Yeah.
And it starts from one patient telling another patient or telling another medical user how it's helped them. And like I said, I wish that this was all the best cure for me, but I still use it because it helps me against the nausea that goes against with the other medications that I have to take. Right.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the dehydration that goes along with, taking methotrexate. So the cannabis makes you even more dehydrated, so you want to drink water. Right.
Yeah. There was, when you watch the video, I made some notes here. And as Gary said, patients helping patients. And that's what it's been about for years. Patients helping patients. It hasn't been about the almighty dollar.
Never started, even when we started out, like in 2007, it was about a network of people that were trying to change the medical program. And all we wanted was dignity, and we wanted some, access. We wanted dignified access. We wanted to be able to access our medicine in a storefront without them busting our storefronts, without, and then we ended up with this legal fucking program that we can't even talk to anybody about our medical issues, right? Like, it just turned out like it's just a nightmare, to be fair. Because all we asked for was dignified access.
Yeah, exactly. And look at what we've had to do is do all these fights and courts and stuff like that to get all that.
Right.
Now, another thing Gary said there, which is very true and very true with some people, people within the cannabis community, and that is actionist, and that is the fact that you're doing something. You're doing, it's getting stuff done. Doing action, not sitting on your butt or anything like that, but actually going out and educating people or helping patients, helping other people.
Well, that's where I met him. We were doing the protest on Parliament Hill.
Yeah, exactly. You met him there. I when we were discussing Gary last night, I can't recall exactly whether I met him at the first TY Expo or whether I had met him through Mama Hawk, a friend of his.
Yeah, Mama Hawk was or Marie Tripp or any of like I said, Marie's no longer with us either. Unfortunately, she's also just been gone a year or two. I mean, there was a whole crew like Mama Hawk and Vicky, who wasn't really involved anymore, and Jennifer Collette, and that whole Peterborough kind of group of people, including yourself, and then Ross and Debbie, and like it was all Toronto too. There was Kim and Jeff York, and
it was a big
Peter Stock, and like there was so many that are just either not involved anymore or aren't with us. Alan, Robin Barassa, no longer with us. They're both gone, right? Like
I posted was one of our last people who had passed away, and I listed a whole rack of people that we would see all the time at events. It was Clayton Nesbitt when we all found out about him.
And,
The number of people that
Tracy
Marie,
like just
mosquitoes. So now, you could see in the video also that when you looked, it was very similar. Like when I was holding workshops with documentaries, they were holding workshops on the oils and educating people about cannabis, and we had very similar crowds, and that was seniors.
Yeah.
People that they're not 20 years of age, not 25 years of age, too much in a way. A lot of people were 50 plus.
Yeah, because once you hit 50, things start falling apart.
Yeah, well, yeah. I started at 40.
Let's face it, like we all get older, our bodies start aching, and like I said, we end up with arthritis, and we end up with all these things that we didn't have to deal with in our 20s and our 30s, and sometimes we'll get into our 40s. Some people are good into their 50s and 60s, and some of us aren't so lucky, right?
Yeah.
But
and,
like I said, if it wasn't for cannabis, I wouldn't eat, and I don't eat as it is, So, it helps me eat. There's so many things that it's beneficial for that really, I have nothing, like that I can't, like I said, it doesn't help with the inflammation or the pain. I mean, the pain it does to a point, but not enough. Like that's the worst part. It's just not effective enough.
Now, another thing in that trailer, Rob's wife mentions Angelina, the young girl that started all this, and that's what helping patients, and it just spread like wildfire, and seeing the improvement in the little girl and Angelina.
Yeah,
seeing is believing.
Yeah, and so many children have benefited by.
Yeah.
Like honestly too, like even the dogs, like Bean's usually bouncing off the walls. I got CBD for him today, gave him a couple drops, and he's not bouncing off the walls. And the dogs aren't working on every little like bang that's going on around the house anymore either. So CBD's help calm him down, give the old guys some relief from their pain. If that's what it's doing for the dogs anyway. So.
Right. Yeah. I just took my puppy took her into the spa, got her nails done, and got her bathed and cleaned up after the winter and the fall. Get all that mud and stuff out of the way that season, and sent her in and got her all cleaned up. And damn it, again, I'm spilling more of this than I'm drinking of it. I'll tell you, I got two puddles under.
I'm drinking water with Tang drops or because apparently I don't drink enough water. Apparently I don't eat. Apparently I'm sickle.
I got a shooter here.
Oh yeah. From our sponsor.
Yeah. We'll get into that when we get back from our commercial.
Okay, this is not any infused. This is just
Yeah, I'm gonna run the commercial, and then we'll get into this and a little more about that after the break.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You gotcha.
Okay. There we go. Off we go. When we return, Tamara and I will continue our discussion, our little session, smoking doobies. I got my e-nail sitting there. Tamara, I don't know what she's medicating on, but the only way she's smoking doobies when we during the show.
Yeah, I've been smoking a few doobies, but
yeah.
Roll them
all right.
Hands hurt. So.
Okay. We shall see you in about 3.5 minutes. Talk to you shortly.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. In February of 2022, the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club and Ted Smith were fined $6.5 million. This for helping 8,500 patients with access to medical cannabis. In our interview with Ted, he spoke to us about how people can donate to help in an upcoming court challenge. And here is part of that interview. From what I've seen lately, I believe that you've got something that you're trying to do as far as fundraising to deal with this next court challenge.
For now, people can write checks directly to Jack Lloyd Law Corporation or send e-transfers to Save the VCBC at gmail.com. I guess those are the two easiest ways for people to help right now.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
And you're watching the Pace Radio Show, and it's just Tamara and I sitting around shooting the shit, the conversation, whatever, talking about different things, from arthritis to friends passing on.
I think that's something that we continually have to keep talking about, because as long as we keep their memories alive, they're still with us because they've taught us so much, right?
Yeah.
From Michelle Rainey all the way back to Gail Quinn to all these people along the way, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, normally when I'm down in my studio instead of out here on the deck, Michelle's over my shoulder. You'll see a caricature picture of her over my shoulder, and you know, she was the one who I watched speaking in front of people about cannabis and how it helped her, and you know, we both had the same condition, and I figured, hey, if she can stand up there and talk about crapping all day long, then why can't I and many others? So, well,
it was because of her avocation the B2 forms were even brought forward. Because at one point in time in Canada, you could only get a B1 form, which would only cover MS, cancers, and spinal cord injuries. So anybody who had Crohn's disease, colitis, or anything else would not even qualify for the medical marijuana program. So with the help of, several other patients, it was brought forward to Health Canada as to why it was needed, and the B2 form was then adopted, right? So
Yeah.
that was something that was, well needed, because, like I said, there was several years that unless you only had, I think it was five of the five afflictions, you wouldn't even qualify for medical cannabis. It was that hard to get when the program first started.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
It had to
and
be
that's
like
what it takes.
terminal, MS or cancer. There was like 5 categories. That was it.
I remember that. I remember there wasn't very many, and then I think they came up with other.
Yeah, that was the B2 form that came out.
Yeah.
Because there's still like the B1, B2. Because remember the first, like the MMAR program, like application was 35 pages. Now the
Oh, I
ACMPR
know.
11 pages. But it was huge. It was ridiculous.
It was
repetitive,
huge.
like your address and name and address over and over again on the same
Yeah.
6 to 20 page. It was just
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
think
You missed
depending
one line, you're fucked.
you didn't have to use them all depending on certain things. Like if you're growing for yourself, you didn't have to fill out the designated grower.
No, but it was still a 35-page bullshit.
There were still lots. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
Ridiculous. No wonder the doctors were confused.
Yeah. Well, I would get the call. Al, we got a patient over here at the cafe that's looking for you to help them with their paperwork. And then the patient would tell me that the doctor told them to go see the guy down at the cafe. I said, thanks. That's good. I like that.
Right.
Now, I got this drink. So what this drink is, okay? It is a mango pineapple juice THC infused beverage. It's 65 milliliters.
Doesn't look very big.
Yeah.
Like a shot.
It's a shot. It's I've seen shots like that are half this size.
So do you mix that with something else, or do you drink that straight?
I drink this. It's infused with the THC, and I just drink this straight.
Okay.
I just open the top and
And how many milligrams is that?
This itself is 20 milliliters. 20 milligrams, sorry. 20
And that's
milligrams.
20 milligrams for the whole container, or 20
For the whole
milligrams?
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no percentage. So whether you got 20 milligrams and 65 milliliters, or you got 20 milligrams in a 350 milliliter glass, you're still drinking 20 milliliters or milligrams.
Right.
So basically what it does is reduce the amount of juice or beverage I have to drink in order to get the same dosage.
Right.
Right. So
right.
what this does, what I do, I don't have it with me in front of me here, but I buy the same size bottle. I get the same size bottle filled or less, whatever I'm asking for, whether it is I want 40 milliliters or whether I want 65 or 30, whatever I want, and they will put that in there. Every milliliter is basically 20 milligrams. So if I fill it up, it doesn't matter what I fill up, it's 20 milligrams for every milliliter, or if it's only half full, it's still 20 milligrams per milliliter. So it makes it easier for dosing. If you only want 10 milligrams, then you only put half a milliliter in it. If you want something stronger, you want say 40 milligrams of THC, then you would put 2 milliliters. No, sorry, yeah, you would put 2 milliliters of this stuff called THC pop base, and what it is the base product that infuses their pops at Legacy 420.
So it's the syrups that are infused, and they can dose it through the syrups.
Correct. So I can adjust the dosing whatever I feel I need. If I've had a physical day or hard day, then I can add in whatever I want, and I don't have to drink a whole bottle in order to be able to do that.
The same
So
effect.
these are basically, it's like a custom formulation,
Nice.
and I just you just got to contact Legacy 420, just so you know they do mail order and everything, and they'll ship across the country.
That's
And
That's awesome.
and you can order that up and they'll send it to you. It works great for what I've been using it for. When it comes to Crohn's and stuff, eating baked goods always isn't the best thing. I found that out early on.
Right. Myself
And-
as well. I can't do a lot of baked goods because of
yeah.
everything that goes into it. Like it's not even the cannabis; it's the everything else.
I see. I was talking about the beverages when Judy was saying nice, so she likes
Thanks for
that.
watching.
It works really good, and you can
Yeah.
put it in whatever beverage you want to put it in. Like I don't know whether there's a concern about separation, but I think if you put it in, like you notice what I did. I don't know whether it separates or not, so I just take it, give it a shake, drink it back.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And this time I only took a small mouthful out of it just to wet the whistle. Right.
And that'll be
And
20 milliliters or 20
correct.
milligrams. So every shot you take is 20 milligrams. That is 40 milligrams you took now.
No. Every bottle is 20 milligrams.
See, that's
Well,
what I
I've actually, to tell you the truth, I put 1.5 milliliters in milligrams in this. So these are actually 30. The ones I made right here. So
right.
one
That whole bottle is 30
milliliter.
milligrams.
Yeah, 1 milliliter of the THC base is equivalent to 20 milligrams of THC.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So you put 2 milliliters in, it's now 40. 3 milliliters
Right.
in, it's
Right.
now
Right.
60.
Right. Right. Right.
So you fill this bottle. You get this bottle filled. This is 1,300 milligrams of THC. Is what that is.
Phew.
So,
I'd be good night, Irene.
Well, like I find that I use it, usually, as I said, after being physical, I'm sore, but it can also come in recreationally as well. Like now when I go visit people, couple of these come with me if I need to. If I want to take a beverage. I don't need to have a big thing. I'm fine with drinking water all night.
Yeah.
But if I want to have a shot, then I can sit back one of those while we're there. 20
Well, and
milligrams.
people,
20 milligrams.
sit around, drink their drinks. Like I sit around and smoke my weed. I don't care.
Yeah, I can use it socially. I have how many times I've gone to events and parties and stood around or sat around at tables, and I'm sitting there with a bottle of water, and everybody else is having a fancy drink. Yeah. And you spend $5 on that bottle of water.
Yeah, right. You might as well have the drink. It would have cost you the same amount of money.
Yeah. And that's why I like the idea about lounges. If they ever got to that point, I'm assuming there'd be beverages and edibles involved in them. That to be able to go out for Father's Day, like we just did, and be able to order a cannabis beverage.
Yeah, instead of a glass of wine. Like
the son-in-law, he could have a beer.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I don't. It'd be nice to see that available like alcohol is, but I don't. I'll have to come back in 100 years.
Well, with the way the recreational market's going, it's hard to say because recreational is always going to be first and foremost for medical anyway, right? And if, if they can see the benefits in making these beverage bars where people can go and actually just drink those, like instead of alcohol, they'll find a way that makes money.
Yeah. Now, still on Legacy 420. Next week, unfortunately, I didn't find this online, but I'll bring it up to my camera. Yeah. It's
Customer
customer.
Appreciation Week.
Okay, now do you see Monday lemonade
Slushy Day, July 3rd.
slushy day. So
Yeah.
each day's got a theme. So instead of holding it up there, I'll just read it off to you. So this happens from July 3rd to the 7th. Customer Appreciation Week. Monday is lemonade and slushies. In addition to free samples, we will be making fresh lemonade and slushies for customers outside Legacy 420. So outside, it'd be outside in the parking lot. Right?
Cool.
And then Tuesday, this might sound familiar with you. Tuesday is Poppin' with the Doc. Poppin' with the Doc. That's the best kettle corn you can ever taste. Come see Dr. Buck.
Nice.
Pop in person at Legacy 420. Dr. Buck has got himself a giant kettle and he is cooking up a popcorn storm. I'm telling you, he is going to events left and right. He's driving for 4 hours to go to events, and people are loving his stuff. He's got not only does he have and none of it is infused. There's no cannabis whatsoever in his products. This is stuff he's going to car shows or fairs and different local events, festivals and things, and he's popping this corn, selling a whole whack of it, and he's got mini donuts as well as the kids' favorite and the dentist's probably great income, but the candy floss. He's got that too.
He's
So,
got some initiative, that dude, right? Like, he's an entrepreneur. He doesn't let nothing hold him back, no matter what.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
to hear he's successful. That's awesome to hear.
He's kicking the butt with this popcorn thing.
That's so good. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's rocking. Now, unfortunately, I can't eat popcorn, so I can't sample his product.
I can eat a little bit of it. I eat it every once in a while. It doesn't seem to bother me too bad. But yeah, I love popcorn.
I won't eat it. Now, my wife Gail, she can eat it. She eats
and
it.
cotton candy is another one of my downfalls. I love, and the donuts. I can't eat the donuts. I shouldn't eat them, but I'd be eating them. Oh, is that Tessa?
No, that's our daughter's dog, Chloe. Yeah, Tessa is standing is right here. She's in her chair. She's been sitting in her chair, nice and quiet, and then now she's 2 legs on the chair, 2 legs up on the arm of the chair, and she's going, "What's going on?" Looking around, right? Well,
yeah,
hang on,
everybody's CBDs today, and everybody's being quiet. Have you noticed I haven't had to mute once and tell everybody to hush?
Yeah.
CBD.
Yeah. There she goes. She's going over to see what's going on.
Yeah, put them all down today. It's like, here you guys go, drop a poop. You guys get this. It came today in the mail.
Oh yeah.
I needed some icy parks. Like I said, I've been rubbing that stuff all over because I've been in pain. So I ran out of icy pot too. I was like, okay, I need some icy pot. Might as well send me some pet CBDs. Maybe it'll calm this little Tasmanian Yorkie down, which it seems to have done because he's in go, never stops. Just continual.
I'm not Kate. I'm not done yet. We only got to Tuesday, and that was the popping of the corn.
Right.
We never finished. So Wednesday. I'm looking at going down on Wednesday. I won't be available Monday or Tuesday to go down, so I'm looking at going down Wednesday.
That'd be fun.
And I won't be going alone. And that's because Wednesdays Bring Your Own Dog Day.
Oh.
You get free samples, treats, and information on the products. Come on down for refreshments and bring your furry friends. So bring your dogs down there.
Our road trip.
Yeah, Ollie Dog's going to be down there, and you'll be able to talk to him. I'm sure, I'm going to take Tessa down with me, and I'll be broadcasting, doing a live broadcast from there as well. So it's going to be interesting trying to hold on to the dog while trying to hold on to a camera and hold on to the mic. Depends if there's any music. If there's no music, then I can switch things around, and I don't have to worry so much about the mic, right?
Yeah.
And that way I can have everything in control, camera and mic on one hand, and have the dog on the other hand, right?
Right.
So, and then Thursday is Be Our Guest Day, and that is what they do is come and get a tour of Legacy 420 for free and check out the state-of-the-art lab facilities, meet the team, and see where all the magic happens. So you get to go through the labs, you go through, all the different areas within Legacy 420, the bakery, where you see that in the commercial, the chocolatier who's been doing it for 25 years. You'll get to meet her. As well as other people within the staff, people from the labs. You'll meet the lab techs. You'll see the equipment. They don't use any little handheld thing.
Oh no.
No, they have equipment that Health Canada.
Oh yeah, for sure. They have to,
Oh, okay. Gail just wandered over.
Hi, Gail.
Yeah, she says hi.
Hi, Gail. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, it's the same as when any bakery usually has larger equipment. You can do big batches. You can't do little. Yeah, you can't do stuff with little stores.
Hey, can I get you to turn the light switch on right there? Oh, whoa. I need to adjust that. Okay, that's better. That's better. Thank you.
Now we can see you again. It's starting to get dark. So it's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. So I brought this light out.
Where am I?
You're right there.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. Ready for bed.
Yeah, she just got out of the shower.
That all week. Yeah, it's starting to get dark there already. We're here. It's only 7:00, and it's already 9:00.
Yeah. Well, our sky's overcast, and we're cloudy due to the fires. We're smoky.
Yeah, you got smoke because of the Quebec
Yeah.
fires, right? See, we have no.
Yeah.
We've had
Northern Ontario and Quebec fires. The most of our area is under fire bans. I know some of the communities are going to be doing some fireworks, but not all the communities are. And they may be in locations where they shoot out over the water. Because we have rivers and lakes around here. So if they shoot out over the water, some of those places are holding them still because they're gonna land in the water, right?
Yeah, we've
So
got
they've been approved by their fire departments and stuff like that.
I don't know what they're doing here. I don't think we're having fireworks. They've banned them here for several years because we're right in the middle of the forest. There are lakes around us that do it, like Horseshoe Lake and those places. People go out there and will blast them off, at Kukanusa and at Moye and at the lakes, right? But in town, it's a big no-no because we're right in the middle of the forest. But we've had several days of rain, but it doesn't last long.
Oh yeah.
Crashes and then it rains for 10 minutes and then it's over, right? It's just not enough.
We're still cutting our grass quite often, once a week at least. We've had some good rain over the last couple weeks. Brought the pond back up because we were in a dry period. And that's why it got so dry, and then lightning strikes or whatever. However, the fires all get started. And last I had read, there was 245 different fires here in Ontario.
Right.
So
yeah, it's ridiculous how many fires are actually running.
Yeah.
We've got a great big huge one here in northern BC too, but apparently it's the biggest one that we've ever had, but it's near and no structures. It's just ripping through a great big forest in northern British Columbia. It's huge.
Yeah, I know, and it does so much destruction and it takes years.
Yeah.
Especially when you think of the trees the size of the redwoods that are out west, and some of them have hundreds of years on them,
Yeah.
over 100 years on them. They that's hard to replace.
Oh yeah.
You don't replace that in 20 years.
No. Nope. You won't.
No, exactly.
I had some trimming done to my willow here, and it needs to be done more, but
Yeah.
that needed to, yeah. And my one juniper got ripped down. I had a friend here that I just sat in my red room and watched them do it because I couldn't move. So they did it. They ripped my one juniper apart and took some of the birch down, and yeah, helped out quite a bit, which was good.
Good. Okay.
But yeah, so much fire and
Yeah,
smoke.
that's not good when that happens,
And you
obviously.
see lots of mosquitoes out there too. Is that because it got wet and then it got really hot, or is that usually what's happens here? Is we get like a bunch of rain and then all of a sudden it gets super hot and we're just like exploded with mosquitoes too. And I haven't seen.
Oh well, see,
because
because of I think there we go. Due to the warmer spring we had, and the rain and stuff like that in the springtime, yes, the mosquitoes have multiplied. There are more of them now. They talked about that at some point in the news. I'm a news hawk, so I'm always on the news looking for cannabis news. For Pace News, right? So I see that stuff as well, and it's see what happens. Okay, what do we got on the old ticker there? Okay, we still got a couple minutes before we go to break. I'm just gonna roll myself another doobie for after break.
well, that's good that you're going to go down to Legacy 420 and take Tessa down there and give it a whirl with her, and that'll be fun. That'll be a good little road trip for you.
Yeah. And she loves going for drives. All I gotta say is, go for a truck drive.
Yeah.
Bang. She's up and
Right.
ready to go. Right.
Oh, that's
and she just loves it. She gets in behind. I've got like a half cab, little Ranger, right? So it's just got the little narrow cab in the back there, and she just fits in there nice, and she can sit with her back to my back and look straight out the back window, or she can turn sideways and look out the little side window, or sometimes she sits like in the back, but her head is in between the seats and she's looking forward.
Yeah.
So
we had little Ranger ones too. It was a good little truck.
Mosquito.
They're pesky little buggers. But that's what I was gonna say. We haven't seen too. I get them. I've been kind of in my room, but I do have one of those off things. But in the red room, I haven't seen too many mosquitoes. And I checked out that Echo Brand stuff that I was gifted from work for the grasshoppers. And to be fair, I have no grasshoppers anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you, I should have been thinking and went and got something started for them to cut them down. Whether it was a mosquito coil or whether it was one of those, whatever you call them, things that you turn on half an hour or 15 minutes before you actually want to use the space. I can't remember.
I haven't seen one of them.
Huh?
I never heard one of them. What is one of them?
Oh, I can't think of it. It's got a it's a round cylinder. It's a round cylinder, and you got a little pad. And you slide it on there, and you twist the bottom, and it ignites a like a little propane cylinder that's in there.
Oh yeah.
And a butane cylinder, and you look through the hole, and you can just see this little glow, and that heats up that pad that releases some chemicals into the air, and it gets rid of the mosquitoes. Now, I don't know what it does to me. I haven't got a clue. But it kills mosquitoes, and I'm not into covering myself in DEET. Like, our skin is an organ, and you're covering yourself in something that's gonna kill. Right. So.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the sprays on either. Like, I'd rather try putting but I've tried, like, they have all these DIY things, like where it's basil and citronella, lemon, and it doesn't work. Anyways, we'll go to that break because it looks like it's time.
All right, off we go. I just got to find the right one. How come everything is moved on me? Oh, it's because I got different screens. All right. We'll see everybody in about 3 minutes.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
When you think of the number of unique products developed in the fields, kitchens, and labs at Legacy 420, it's hard to think that one stands out above the rest. But tell that to the thousands of people who have tried this amazing breakthrough product.
This is our Sacred Salve. This is actually our extra strength. It comes in 5 different strengths. It's all natural, all organic. It typically works within 10 to 15 minutes of putting it on. It's good for arthritis, it's good for inflammation, any kind of pain. We're very proud of it.
Sacred Salve, so easy to apply, along with soothing relief. To select a strength that's right for you, come in and talk to your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
Pace Radio Network, by patients, for patients, and for those who want to know.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com.
Let's share Pace everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's just Tamara and I tonight. We're having a fireside chat without the fires, but I can tell you, we sure got the mosquitoes.
I know, like I said, I was gonna set up for like last week for outside for this week, and then this bloody RA got me, so I can't even lift. I wouldn't want to have to drag my computer outside, so
right.
I'm back in my hollow little room, but I like it. There's no bugs.
There's no bugs, right? No
There's no
mosquitoes.
bugs. But the dogs aren't even being bugs tonight.
Well, I just think I got thinking, what good are mosquitoes? They buzz around and bug us. They are such a wee little thing.
And they carry disease.
They can torment us.
Right there, the chickens eat them. Like my chickens try, that's why the things our chickens will.
So we are supplying a lifeline for chickens, as
Right.
well as dragonflies.
Yeah,
You know,
dragonflies.
anything that eats mosquitoes. So we're
Yeah.
helping feed them.
Yeah. I assume, you try all this natural stuff like, the basil and the lemon with the citronella candle in a jar with, oil, and it doesn't work. Like, you have to wonder, like, what the hell actually works to get rid of them, like to deter them from you. Like, I've tried peppermint oils and all kinds of these things. I don't know.
Well, I was doing some dabs. I did a dab over break to see if that would slow them down. So I thought, if I can't smoke them out with the coil, I'll smoke another doobie, and then maybe I'll get them stoned, and then I'll just go lay down somewhere.
Right?
I don't know. Do mosquitoes even breathe? I haven't got a clue.
Residuals here, guys. Let's get stoned, and then you can fuck off for a while. Right? We'll get some munchies. Just don't let me be your munchies.
Correct.
But I was thinking about our sponsors and stuff, like, too, and the fact that the Legacy 420 and all the things that they offer to people is just amazing.
Yeah.
And even with the hydroponic stores, like, they're stepping up to really help people, and that's wonderful
you
thing.
see the commercial, the new commercial there for Limestone City Hydroponics.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it's they sent along some information, and between us, we did our magic and come up with something.
Right, and that's terrific. And again, like you said, there are patients helping patients too, right? Which is
right. And
when I had the doctor on my show last week or the week before, our commercials educated her because she had no idea the availability of what the reservations and the medical end of things that can be offered. So after the show, she said, "Wow," she goes, "You can get access to all that stuff." I go, "Well, yeah." I go, "It's not, it's on the reserves, so it's a little different. It's medical." I said, "So it's not technically." It is like it's the gray. I said I kind of explained it.
It's one of the 3 systems in Canada when it comes to cannabis.
Right, and they're on their own nations, and like as far as I'm concerned, everywhere is their nation. So if they want to set off offers too, I think they should be able to.
And there are some that are doing that.
I think that's what I mean. Like, how are they going to stop them? Everything's theirs. Like, if you want to get technical, every aspect of Canada would be part of their nation. So
and that is, I believe it's London, Ontario. I think that's where it's happening right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it really opened her eyes to, like, she goes, like, Nanaimo bars and cheesecakes. I said anything. I said anything that you can infuse. It's got like milk base and cheese or anything like that, or And she was like, really? Like, she was totally like, because as she said, she never wants to advocate to anyone to smoke anything, right? Because doctors don't advocate smoking of anything, even vaping. She isn't a big fan of. But
you're inhaling it into your lungs anyways.
Lungs are meant to inhale air, and that's it. Like, that's what they're meant for, is to breathe. You're not supposed to inhale anything with them. So again, she would never advocate smoking of anything. But when she saw those Nanaimo bars, she was like, "Ooh, look at those!" It was funny. You'd have to talk to her yourself. She's quite lovely. But we educated her.
That it
more
helped
doctors to see her commercials.
Yeah, it's great that it educated her, that she was able to see that, and you were able to discuss, about that with her. So,
well, if we can get more doctors to advocate for patients that use cannabis as medicine, and talk to other doctors, that's starting the battle.
Well, I and sometimes when they see those things, all it takes is for them to see them to get the interest sparked, and that can get them to investigate that a little bit more.
Yeah, and look into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like you said, every little bit and any little spark or any little mind that's changed is, you know what I mean? Good.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if you saw um Sunday, CBG TV. We went to Peterborough, Ontario, and we covered Cannabis Gives Back for Pride um, at the Sadler House on George Street, and went down there, and they had vendors. There's no cannabis vendors. It was finger like finger painting, like an artist doing finger
Oh
painting.
yeah, yeah, artisans and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Artisans. That's good. That's a good word for everybody that was there. People who made, um, oh, trays like rosin stuff, or
Oh,
things that
right.
were along the line of, um, like
Gadgets and gadgets and that
gadgets
kind
and get. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, like one was trays for rolling your joints, but then there was another one that was like trays like hot plates stuff, and it would have cannabis art in it, and then other art in there as well. And there was like even a lady that had fingernails. I went around and talked to everybody, and did all fingernail stuff. And Irene had just left. Irene's grandson's birthday, so she had to leave to go sing happy birthday to her grandson. So and Irene's into doing nails and things like that. That's
right?
actually what she does, right? So it's too bad she missed out on that. But we spent some time with Mr. Squishy, and then two performers got up. Gabs was her name. She got up there and just brought up her guitar, just her acoustic guitar. Got up there and sang some songs, and it was good. I enjoyed listening to her.
That's awesome.
First thing she said was, I'm going to be a little rusty. It's been a while. I didn't get much time, notice to practice. So, she got her first song out of the way, and then she let loose, and it was good. It was, it's sort of like sitting around and listening to, Melissa Etheridge or some folk music, was just sitting around the campfire, and it
That
was,
would be incredible.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. It was good stuff. I enjoyed it. And then there was another fellow who sang. Unfortunately, I don't know his name, but he was popular, very popular, and it was an all ages event.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
as well. Um, People brought their like Kelly brought her son. Dabs and Gabs brought their children. Mosquitoes. Um, and there was a couple others that were there with with their parents, and like I said, there was no cannabis for sale, no cannabis on sale. We were there with the rosin press to press cannabis, but we weren't selling anything,
No.
like no selling
Oh,
of
yeah,
cannabis.
selling anything that's like then it's nothing. It's like you can
Right.
break your own product and get it pressed.
Yeah. So
Around.
what the event was for was to raise money for Stoller House. I could have that wrong. In Toronto, that help homeless LGBTQ
Right.
youth in order to help them with shelter.
Right. Right.
Is is
I
is
was
what
actually like couldn't believe when I turned on the TV and saw that Olivia Chow won the mayor of
in
Toronto.
Toronto, eh?
I was
Yeah.
like, really? That's fabulous. Like I don't think there was a better person to be the mayor of Toronto, to be honest. I hope
Well,
she succeeds and I hope she does really well.
she had in the beginning she had a big lead. That lead got smaller as time went on. Now, our premier said that he wasn't going to get involved in it, and then he endorsed the former Toronto police chief Mark Sanders. And then he went on and said Olivia Chow would be bad for the city. but
Yeah.
he wasn't going to get involved in it. Okay, and then the guy who was the mayor who resigned out of bad judgment and decision making, he turned around and nominated the deputy mayor, who was the one who was catching up on the polls. So in the end, Olivia Chow won. A lot of people would know Jack Clayton.
This guy, the convoy guy, fucking crying that there was a fraud, and it was, because he only got.
I think one report I saw, he was at 1.1%.
Yeah, 1.1%. He's screaming fraud. I should have won. Oh my God, you had 8,000 people out of a billion.
I didn't see that. So,
Like,
but
yeah.
he won. David Miller was probably the last person that was the mayor of the city that would be on the left side of the political spectrum. So it'd be interesting. I didn't follow. I can't really speak on everything that she was promising.
I didn't follow it much either. I was kind of shocked when the whole John Tory thing,
there was,
came up.
there was housing and stuff like this was involved. But
Well, you know what?
I didn't follow closely enough to say that. Yeah, they made the right choice, wrong choice. But she won. That's right.
But again, housing's an issue.
It
everywhere.
is. Damn.
Like
Damn right.
we have issues here. Like we don't have, like, our city council is encouraging people to make second suites in their house, like basements, by removing the permit fees, by like exempting all permit fees. Like now you don't have to like pay $5,000 to have blueprints done first and all these stupid regulations that they have before, right? You still have to get the permit. You still have to get the guy to come in and say, yeah, you can do this, or this is done right. But you don't have to pay the $500 or the $200. And so they've given this exemption over time so that people will think about building that secondary suite in their basement or something for a basement suite or whatever, right?
Right.
To encourage, people encourage housing.
Okay, now before.
But here's my thing.
Okay, go ahead, I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
They got to quit letting people have Airbnbs. That's what's causing the housing crisis everywhere.
It reduces the number of places that are available to rent as housing because people are using them to make more money off of the Airbnb nightly rentals. That's an interesting thought. I can see that be part of the problem for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Never thought about that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Short-term rentals. Anyways.
I want to run this. I want to run another Mum Harvest Fest.
Perfect.
Promo here and this one will give people a bit of an idea what they can see. It's it's the same audio, but it's a little different. All right. Okay, so we'll see you in about 59 seconds.
Is 420 camping your thing? Do you like cannabis cops? Want to learn more about cannabis? Enjoy music festivals? Living on the East Coast or looking for a really good reason to visit? Then Harvest Fest is calling your name.
Join us the weekend of July 14th to 16th at Fox Mountain Camping Park in the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia, to meet like-minded people, have your cannabis questions answered, listen to great bands, and have a blast.
Service lots available and camping is included in festival admission. $60 for the weekend or $30 for Friday and $40 for Saturday. Food trucks, hot showers, flush toilets, and accessible washrooms. Rolling contest sponsored by Canadian Lumber Limited with chances to win a case of rolling papers and more throughout the weekend.
For info about attending or vending, email chair@mumm.ca. Hope to see you there.
So there you go. Now you can put a picture in your mind as far as what the stage is there, or it's.
Oh yeah.
There's the vendors. There's the food trucks.
Have you been out there before, Al? Or are you ever?
No, I haven't been there. But as you saw in there, Al Rapp has been there. Yeah. There was other people that you would recognize that was there.
Oh,
there was that picture with Al had Mary Jane and Marcel.
Yeah.
Then there was after that. There was a picture there with Deb Stoltz-Giffen. Giffen was in one picture there.
Yep.
There was somebody else. Oh well. It'll come to me after the broadcast.
It was the Shatterizers. Val.
All right, there you go. Right, there you go. Matt and Val. Sorry, Matt and Val. Matt and Val, and
Yeah.
they were obviously down there at one time, and I will be seeing them probably, I assume, in about 3 weeks, a little more than 3 weeks, not quite 4, and that's at the Indigenous Cannabis Cup,
Right.
in down in Taginaga, and we'll be down there walking around, talking to the vendors, people with booths, and they have a glass blowing tent, so we talking to the glass blowers as well.
Yeah, next
TBG.
month is
Yeah,
Great Canadian Glass Gathering.
that's out your way. Did that
It's-
happen this past weekend, or yeah?
Yeah, it's this weekend coming up.
This
This
weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too far away for me to attend that kind of stuff too, because like I'm 12 and 14 hours away, and it's too far for me to be hopping in a car just to go for the weekend, right? Like that's the thing. Like even BC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a long ways. It would be. It was a 10 hours drive for us to go to Hempfest in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like you said, 12 hours.
Yeah.
To go to an event for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you know what? 20 years ago, I would have said, "Yeah, let's go road trip." I'm old. I can barely move. It's a, and I don't want to camp in a tent on the ground.
Yeah. And it's not because you went, let's go on a road trip. It's because your immune system broke down.
Yeah.
Right. And I had a conversation with somebody about this the other day, and the fact that as or cannabinoid deficiency.
Oh no.
Giving out the blood, that one. Wow.
I don't know.
But cannabinoid deficiency, it's been taken out of our diet, but because it's not growing wild, and the cows and stuff aren't eating it, and we don't get it in our food, and we don't consume it other ways. So the deficient and autoimmune illness come in. I'm not saying that's all of it, but I'm sure that it doesn't help.
No, agreed. Like I said, nerve systems have taken, quite a beating over the generations, and there's now all kinds of our genetics to DNA from genetics from how many generations back?
Generation after generation after generation. That becomes greatly reduced.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Like I said, and it is what it is, and you have to keep on moving forward. But I tell you, this last bout has really thrown me back. And made it so it's been super uncomfortable and hard for me to sit and sleep, and it's not
yeah. And you've been sitting there, which looks like you're sitting on the edge of a bed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just try not to move. Like I said, it kind of, like I said, if I don't move too much, then I'm okay. But I got to keep moving, because if I don't, then it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's never fun. It's no fun being sore, man. I know. So I have friends. Our guest next week is about chronic pain, and it'll be a patient story with our guest next week, and talking about how their condition, and how they're dealing with it.
Right. That's why I said I was at an icy pot because I like to use the icy pot. It does help temporary, like it does give me that relief for a little bit. So I did get some of that. I do a lot of, I mean, I can't be taking a bunch of pain pills, so I'm smoking a lot, which is helpful. It diverts, whatever. Does it take the pain completely away? No. But does the hydromorphine? No. So what's less,
But yeah, I have to agree. If you can get away, if you can use the cannabis, use it. And when you really need it, and the cannabis isn't doing it, you know that there's something else there as a backup. But you're using, you have that choice, right?
Well, yeah, like they wanted me to take Celebrex every day, and it's like Celebrex, which is ridiculous. Well, here's the Celebrex. That's how often I don't take it. Like it's
yeah. Well, the only opiate prescription that I brought home with me the day I left the hospital 20 years ago, I returned that bottle of pills with only 6 missing back to the pharmacy 3 years later.
Yeah.
So, they were there as a backup.
Well, those were the prescriptions to say it's not working.
Mm.
I'm trying to get them to re-sign, for this, and then but you have to go through that whole rigmarole too. This isn't working. Fill the prescription. The game.
Yeah, I know it.
And that's what I'm working back to getting to her to doing this because I just don't want all of that.
No.
But the
I didn't want them. I didn't want them either, and that's why I sought out cannabis right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And because I had used cannabis, earlier, so I knew it wasn't.
Well, here's the funniest thing: hydroxychloroquine comes in mint flavor.
Oh.
Because I have to take hydroxychloroquine too.
Nice, not nice. All right. Well, I see we're down to less than 3 minutes, so we should just wrap things up.
Sure.
You got anything you want to finish off with?
Not really. Just rest in peace, Gary, and
All right.
rest before us, and hope that everybody continues to have a good week, and hopefully, we can all feel better.
Yeah, and don't forget your broadcast Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Other than that, you can find us on Twitter at Pace Radio. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. Thanks to our sponsors, Legacy420.com, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, the Limestone City Hydroponics. Plus, thanks to everybody who's tuned into tonight's broadcast. Thanks, Tamara, and thanks to everybody, and good night.
Good night.
See you all next week.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.